Live, ah. All right, so we are live now. So what is up, everyone? Well, actually, that was just a little bit of a pun. Nothing is actually up except if you were in PAX or TUSD. Well, no pun intended, as we all know what has been going down, guys. Well, everything has been going down. Altcoins going down, Bitcoin Cash going down, BTC going down. Man, it is a lot of a shit fest at the moment. I what can I say, man? When you think that things won't go any worse, won't get any worse, you have this shit happening. This is, like we were all just thinking, okay, 6,000 is more or less it. The market seems to be stabilizing. Then you have tweets coming out about the death cross, the 200 day moving average crossing. The folks who are, of course, who are better traders than I am, were already pulling out the signs. So I hope that you kind of listen to them, and you didn't go long or whatever. I think a lot of folks got liquidated, especially if they were in a long position. Then, especially folks who were in a short, they probably thinking of shorting. Those who short at 6,002, man, those are pretty much godlike because they maybe anticipated there will be a little bit of uncertainty in the market. I personally didn't do anything, guys. Okay, I personally did not do anything. I was just, more or less accumulating. I wasn't really concerned about, I wasn't in any leverage positions, if you were wondering. So, my personal take on this Bitcoin Cash fiesta, well, let's just put it this way. Okay, you obviously have a strong control of the network, right? And now you are planning to shift your influence over to something else. Internally, you don't even know what's going on. You're having a lot of infighting. Hence, you're seeing all this happening and unfolding right now. So everyone was planning to play the Bitcoin Cash hard fork, longing on Bitcoin Cash, or at least wanting to take a position on Bitcoin Cash, have some of those Bitcoin Cash after the 15, and then after that maybe dump the secondary coin, or the duplicate bastard coin, as they say. So everyone was planning that. Now, to me, I'm just thinking this is a great opportunity for people who have been sitting at the sidelines. I think 5,005 looks pretty decent, but hey, you know what? Everything used to look decent in the past, right? 6,000 used to look decent. Now that's being crushed. People are now calling out for the 5,000 to 4,008 to 3,000. Whatever it is, guys, sometimes you have to ask yourself, how practical is this space at the moment? How logical is this space at the moment? And honestly, it's not very logical. We were just at the Singapore FinTech Festival lately, and FinTech is still big. It's still a big thing. It's still going to be growing. It's still going to garner a lot of funding. Projects are still trying to figure out how are they going to raise money, especially if you're a startup. Then for those who have already raised money, they're thinking of just making sure that they continue to develop and hopefully have adoption for their particular product or service. So we look at this space right now. Okay, so right now we have to look at this space, and you ask yourself, of all the stuff that you bought, right, which ones are the ones that are still relevant, or at least going to be of use, or at least have proven themselves? We're talking about one whole fucking year here. Okay, one whole year has passed, and you were someone who invested in that particular ICO. You are obviously very much part of that community, right? Either as an investor, whether you're small, whether you put in small or a large amount, you are still part of that community. Okay, so think of it this way. Say if I was the CEO or the CTO of that company, I raised money for my ICO. Okay, and I was at the beginning, I was promising to do this, that, and whatever, right? I gave you a roadmap, and I haven't really stuck to it. The next question is, when I tell you we don't care so much about the price, but we're focusing more on the development, how does that actually make you feel? Just think about that for a moment. How does that make you feel as a developer? How does that make you feel as an investor? Now, these are obviously two different people, right? Developers are very pro, and the way they think is completely different, guys. Okay, very, very different. As an investor, obviously you're gonna think, you know what? I came in, I signed up on the fact that I'm looking at your roadmap. I'm gonna be coming in with the mentality that I'm gonna be invested for the next 2 to 3 years with your project. If you came in as an investor with that kind of mentality, that's the correct mentality. Now, if you came in hopes that once I list and I'm gonna dump, okay, that's also fine, right? That's also fine. A lot of 90% of the people come in with that exact same mentality. And if you manage to get out the moment that that particular cryptocurrency lists on the exchange because you made a nice profit from ICO to listing, okay, that's your exit. Fantastic, great. Now, if you're still part of that particular project, you're still part of that particular you're still holding on to that cryptocurrency, you are obviously not feeling very, very good because you maybe lost a good portion of your initial sum. Or worse still, you're someone who came in really early this year, okay, Q1, Q2, it doesn't matter. Everybody is whacked. There's no one that is safe, okay, unless you came in during the ICO period. That means there are certain cryptocurrencies that are still actually up from their ICO price, okay? But if you're not, you're someone who actually bought on the secondary market and not during the primary market, okay, then obviously you're feeling like shit at the moment because 90% of your value has just been wiped out. And you are like hoping that this person, this particular company, this technology that you're investing in is going to bear fruit. So you have to start asking yourself, right, whether or not the horse that you bet on is going to be able to come out of the stable, running hard, and of course, at least having a placing in this whole space. Because if that's not going to happen, right, it's going to really be very detrimental for your portfolio. And you really need to start thinking about all this kind of stuff. Because if you don't, right, what's going to happen is that, unfortunately, you know, me saying all this, right, is a little bit too late. I must admit that it's a little bit too late. But it's more of, right now, if you are still at the sidelines and you haven't invested too much yet. So you have to ask yourself, do you still want to put more money in? And at the same time, do you want to put in more money into just BTC, or do you still believe in certain altcoins, as they say? So we have to also try to zero in. This whole BTC that we are planning to buy, you have all the various folks saying that, oh, it's going to go to 25,000 by 2019, by the end of 2018. So 2019 is still probably everybody is predicting 2019 because no one is stupid enough to give a prediction for 2018 anymore. Okay, I think whoever is really that seer, that has that seer-like insight where they can say that 2018 is going to be like 9,000 or 10,000, right? They probably either have some connections to the market, that's why they can confidently put out that number, but fundamentally it doesn't make sense. Why does it not make sense? Firstly, your mining is all over the fucking place. Not that I'm a miner, by the way. But I think the miners can clearly agree that this has already been a mess from the very beginning already. So right now, the miners who are on board as basically jumping on the hype train and started their mining operations, they are obviously sweating. They're sweating buckets right now. Okay, because as the market tanks, right, there's nothing they really can do. Sure, there are always OTC deals that are going behind the scenes. And as long as they can have a steady flow to a steady buyer, the buyers are happy, right? Because they already will put out a dollar cost averaging strategy in place where they will buy the Bitcoins in batches, either in a matter of days or in a matter of a few months, month to month or whatever. They already doing dollar cost averaging, so they're doing the right thing. So since that is what they are doing, as in the OTC buyers, you more or less should be doing the same thing as well. So if the OTC buyers are buying Bitcoin, okay, what is the intention? Obviously, they want to shift the control away from the miners. Simple as that. Now, that brings us to the next question. Will there be some sort of stability or price support at some point? Okay, so if there's no price support, then what is the actual price that they're looking at? Now everybody is saying, oh shit, obviously the lower the better. Yeah, sure. But then again, right, you're looking at the fact that how cheap is cheap and what is the purpose of Bitcoin at the moment. Right now, Bitcoin, honestly, is just one of those cryptocurrencies that I would use if I wanted to transfer money across the border, like huge sums of money across the border without really being detected. That's kind of like how I see it. Because right now merchants, you think about it. Okay, think about it. Okay, let's just hold our horses here and think about it from a consumer point of view. Now, I don't give a shit about tech anymore. I want to talk about from a consumer point of view. Say I loaded my wallet just yesterday with 100 Bitcoin so that I can fucking take Grab or take Uber or whatever, okay, or just buy food. I loaded it with $100. Today, I would have $90. Does that fucking make sense? Right? So think about it from a larger scale. You have folks who are wanting to just top up the card to send it to, let's say they just want to have this card, okay? They don't know shit about having a computer. They don't even own a fucking laptop. Everything is on the mobile phone, okay? They top up their funds and maybe they just receive their hard-earned salary, okay? They just earn their hard-earned salary. And after that, they went to a kiosk to top up on this next level decentralized, borderless, permissionless network currency. They topped it up with $100, $500, whatever, and they're gonna be wanting to send this back to their family. Okay, and the next thing they know, we just having a good night's rest after having a shower, hard work, labored through the fucking day, after having their rice and everything and curry. The next thing you know, the fucking thing drops 10% overnight. That's what just happened. That is what just happened. So if this is the future, right? I don't really see much of a future because there's no stability. So unfortunately, there are people who are wanting to stabilize the whole fucking thing because there are a lot of children in the market, right? We're talking about children who are running the fucking network, by the way, not children speculating on it. I don't care if the people who are speculating are children. I'm talking for the fact that the people who are running the network are children. Like what? Today, we were friends before when we were making money. Now we are not friends anymore. Let's fuck the network up for everybody. That's what's happening, guys. That is what's happening. These are your leaders of tomorrow. These are your leaders. And if these are your leaders, right, this is the price. This is what's going to be happening. So all I'm saying at the moment right now, why there are stable coins is for the fact that it's going to serve the purpose that it's going to be. It's going to be stable. It should be. That's how it's supposed to be. So when there's stability, at least we know that we have one foot on the floor. Okay? We have one foot on the floor. And if we choose to speculate on the other side, let's go ahead because we are going in with our eyes open and cards on the table. But if the network doesn't even know what it needs to do, that's why when you're running a fucking company or you're running a network that is worth billions, I think you really need to wake up your fucking idea because at the end of the day, a lot of people's money is in this space. And if you're just using it to your own advantage, I don't see for the fact, by the way, I don't own any Bitcoin Cash. Okay, I've never seen the purpose of it. At the same time also, I've always been very objective. I'm always someone who looks at the fact that if you have sales, you have revenue, you have profit, you have my money. Simple as that. Right now, I have no Ethereum, I have no Quantum, I have no ICX, I have no Aeon or whatever shit. Because at the end of the day, I cannot use it. Since I cannot use it, I cannot understand it. Maybe you as a developer, maybe you see the benefit of owning all these utility tokens. But for me, as an investor, I'm thinking, can I get equity? If you set up as a non-profit, obviously there's no equity, right? So there's no means for me to put my money in. So I'm sorry, I cannot be part of it. You don't want my money in? Fine, that's okay. But for me, I'm looking for the fact that, hey, if I am interested in a particular business, I would want equity in the company. So that way, if you profit or if whatever happens, at least, hey, I did my best. I already put my money in where it matters. Right now, unfortunately, everybody is investing in the gift cards, the gift card tokens, the redemption points, the rewards points. These are what people have been investing in. That is the reality of it. Sure, in the past, we were all saying that, oh, the utility, the network, the community has a value. Okay, guys. So let's just say that WhatsApp. Okay, you're a WhatsApp user and everything like that. You are someone who is part of the WhatsApp network. You have group chats running and all that. Who's really making money? WhatsApp is not even making money, guys. All right, it's all about the fact that it is a network, and that's the real deal. Sometimes even these kind of businesses are not making money because they're all focused on growth. They're not really focused on revenue. So at the moment, can you really determine what is the revenue that Ethereum is making? How much revenue is the Bitcoin network making? No one can even tell you that. Really, no one can really tell you that. Please. Okay, so for the fact that you cannot even predetermine all this kind of shit, why are we even buying into the crap that we're buying at the moment? So I'm just telling you in general what you need to start looking out for. If you don't even understand it from a technical standpoint, or you cannot even appreciate it or even code, why are you touching all the smart contract protocols? When the smart contract protocols are going to be layered on top of the existing networks. Could they be layered on a private network? Could they be layered on a public network? Yes, they can. But you are putting your money into something that, unfortunately, you don't even understand. So if you don't even understand it, don't put your money in. It's just simple as that. Right now, if you were to buy Bitcoin because you are going to immediately use it to buy something, go ahead. But if you're going to be buying Bitcoin to invest, then you have to put on your big boy pants and start thinking, where do I see this going in a number of years? Not tomorrow, but in a number of years. So that's how you should kind of think. If you're going to bank on the fact that, okay, hard fork will be coming in 2020 and then the reward is going to go down, the reward per block is going to go down from the current 12.5 to 6 point whatever, okay? Then, okay, you make that bet. That means you're going to be sticking this shit out. That means if the Bitcoin price drops to fucking $1,000, let's assume, you're going to still stick it out because you already have that plan. But if you're not going to have that plan, unfortunately, your whole portfolio is just going to bleed buckets. Okay, and when you bleed buckets, are you okay with it? Are you okay with that fact? If you're not okay with that fact, this space you cannot touch. Also, the stock markets are bleeding as well. People have been taking profits as of late, right? The top 5 largest companies, right, by market cap are already slowing down. They have no more innovation. They are buying up companies with the cash that they've been hoarding. So you know for a fact that, okay, the fact that they're spending their money not on R&D, but spending money on buying younger companies, this goes to show that they already are running out of ideas. But does it mean that they are going to stop expanding or stopping in terms of their innovation? No, but definitely they have slowed down. So when it has slowed down, they're thinking of other ways on how to generate revenue. So sometimes, depending on a younger company that is a little bit more innovative and has captured a different spectrum of the market, could be a play as well. You see, but when you have money, you can do that. So what does it mean for us retail investors? Right now, think of it. If the whole fucking stock market crashes, right, what would still be up? I would say that pharmaceuticals will still be up. I would say that utilities will still be up. I would still say that those consumer staples will still be up because everyone will still need to eat. Then if you look at the another side of things, I think marijuana will fucking be going up because everybody just wants to get high, right? Because everyone's portfolio is getting messed up. They may lose their jobs and everything like that. They will go to the next thing, right? So I'm sure the porn industry will be always doing well, right? So if you are able to buy stocks or get invested in that space, unfortunately, you might have to do that. Gambling stocks may not be doing so well because whales will obviously still have... Whales are the ones that are actually bringing the bulk of the revenue. I don't know whether the retail market will still be doing well because I'm not a gambler, so I'm really not very, very sure whether or not that will still be thriving, because when things are bad, right? When things are bad and people are losing money, I don't think the first thing they will think of is going to the fucking casino. Well, maybe they will, right? Under desperation, they will. But from what I understand, right, even the casinos are not really making that much money because from the high level side, we're talking about the VIP where the majority of the revenue comes from, right? That is kind of a little bit slowing down because firstly, there are quite a number of casinos out there. You have Macau, you have Las Vegas. Well, Vegas is kind of dying. I think all the action is now in Macau. Australia, I don't know, man. Recently, when I was in Australia, I didn't really see a very vibrant scene. I didn't really see the tables full, you know. So I was in Sydney. So I don't know about Melbourne. So I better not comment. But anyway, that being said, I think we have to start looking a little bit outside of the cryptocurrency market as well, because there are going to be deals that are going to start popping out. So when there are going to be deals starting to pop out, you need to make sure that your money is in. And honestly, your money has to be in at this time because when everyone is panic selling, when there's so much blood on the streets, right? And this is more blood, right? More blood from whatever it was because everyone was really bleeding down all the way from the 20K mark, all the way from your 7,000 mark, and then now it's broken a new low. So right now, I really sincerely would ask you to relook at your whole portfolio, right? If you still have fucking 30 coins, I think you're really something special. You're really someone special. So relook at all your projects again, right? And ask yourself these questions. How many of them actually already have an MVP that is already marketable, right? That means it's marketable to the point that someone will actually be there to even evaluate and be able to use it and be able to buy it. Or they actually created some sort of service, okay? Obviously, everything is tech related or some kind of product has to surface, right? So if that's the case, good. Then you continue to stay invested. You may even want to have a dollar cost averaging strategy. Eventually, these smart companies need to de-peg away from BTC and peg with a stable coin. That is the smart thing to do because I do not want to keep fucking pegging my performance when I'm actually doing well as a company, right? I'm doing well as a company. I'm actually growing. I'm actually making profits. But the fucking thing that I'm pegging against keeps dropping, right? You see where I'm coming from? So I will eventually want to peg my company's performance because I'm going to be rewarded for how much money I'm going to make, or at least I'm going to help my investors make money because I'm actually delivering. But I don't want my performance to be affected by the fucking BTC market. You know what I mean? Or at least the BTC currency. If BTC doesn't get its shit together, I don't want to be blamed for that because I'm actually I'm generating revenue. Why is it that my investors are suffering because the network doesn't know what the fuck it wants to do? And so, folks, decentralization, this is it because everybody wants to do whatever they want. Everybody has a piece or a say of whatever the fuck they want. There's no direction. So since there's no direction, this is the result. So sometimes you just have to have some kind of level of control, even you feel that centralization is not a good thing. And for the fact that there's very low to no regulation, what makes you think that the Bitcoin Cash people or the miners are not front running your ass? What makes you think they're not doing that? Obviously they're doing that because they know for a fact that this will happen. I would fucking short the market, and I would have made money on the way down. And at the same time, I will also connect with everyone I know because I have the influence and power. I will work together so that I still make money during this time. And I don't mind creating a little bit of drama on Twitter, whatever, on my Facebook or whatever shit that I want to do. This is just the way it is, guys. It's just the way it is. So just learn how to play the game. So anyway, that is all from me. I'll see you in the next stream.